Hey everyone, welcome to Sketch a Day, Sci-Fi Sunday. Feels like a flow now. I'm okay with that. Not sure why they. Let's see here. I need to tune up my bot on Discord. Apologies, Mystery, if you're watching. Your stuff got deleted. Happy Sunday. We're gonna ease into it. Ease on in. Get some drawing done on the old pen and paper flow. Maybe a little digital later when people pop in. Hey NYC, everything. I started doing my TikTok thing. So I'm trying to get to 1,000 so I can live stream like you do. I've caught a couple of your live streams, so nice work. Hey Kapil. Okay, what was I doing? I totally forgot. Oh, I was posting in Discord. Announcements. Boom. All right. How you doing? How's your Sunday? You having fun? Feeling good? I'll warm up before I jump into announcements and stuff. We'll hang, but feel free to ask any questions. Hiro, Jiro, hello? Jiro, my hero? Or Hero? Do like a warm-up car sketch. I did have a request. Seems like people like cars. I don't want it to be the car show or anything like that, but people like it. Someone asked nicely, so might as well warm up and start there. I don't want to be shamed for my ashy hands, so I got to take care of my skincare for a minute. Hey Andy, what's up? Hope you're doing well. How's life post offsite? Doing all right. For those who don't know, offsite's an online design focused educational experience I teach at. So we're about halfway through our 12-week course. It's actually interesting. We do live classes over Zoom, so it's different than your typical online class offering where you're kind of self-guided, doing your own thing. We wanted to start out that way. We might offer some other options eventually, but if you want to check it out, that's where it's at. So yeah, I'm just gonna warm up and quickly do that vehicle as requested. I don't remember who asked. It was someone on YouTube, but I know people want to see that stuff. Actually, this might give me a good opportunity to thank. They're not a sponsor, but they did hook me up with some markers recently. Ad marker, chart pack. I'm not sure if they're chart pack or if they're ad marker. Let's see. Ad marker. But yeah, they're not paying me or anything. It says chart pack ad marker AD. Okay. So they gave me some paper as well as some markers to try out. So I'm going to try that out. Oh, my camera got messed up today. Okay. I think we're good now. I'm also trying a different lighting scheme, slightly different. So let me know if it's annoying or if you hate it. All right, here we go. Here we go now. Working on freelance gig. Nice. Toy design would be fun to do. That'd be really fun. We are live on Behance, Twitch, and YouTube. Not live on Facebook right now. I had a problem last time I tried to do that, so kind of been staying away from that a bit. Okay. I'll just do my warm-ups here, and then we'll jump in, do some sort of vehicle. It is Sci-Fi Sunday. I have been streaming on Sundays, just life's been busy, so right now it's sci-fi products, things, environments, whatever the case may be. So just been having fun with that. I like to do lines, circles, and ellipses. It's kind of my jam. There's other warm-up things you can do. The point really is just to get your muscles tuned up, ready to go. Find that angle that works for you. Let's see if this over the shoulder shot works today. I think it's that one. Yeah, it's not bad. Just lock that focus. I had to move it. The light seems better too, I think. Kill some of the brightness there. Yeah, I think this works actually. Because I move my cameras sometimes, things get reset, so I just had to tweak there a bit. Been mainly working toward being a toy designer. I've done some toy design. I've done projects with Hasbro in the past, primarily. Nothing to market though, still. They're one of those shops that they'll do a lot of ideas, and only if it's like the best of the best idea, it won't get moved through. Plus they do like partnership stuff. I've worked on some Transformers stuff, some stuff from Marvel, Furby, Play School. They're fun. It's a different mental process and mindset though. Watching from Myanmar. Hello, Zaytewun. You're watching from forever. VGB, what's up? How you doing? I wish I could tell who's watching, but I really can't tell who's watching. So feel free to check in. Say hey. Let's do some quick ellipses and then we'll jump into just a couple quick cars, just because people keep asking. Cars, shoes, apparel seem to be the main ones. But I'll also take requests as long as it's not like anime characters. I don't really want to do that today. Just focusing on objects and stuff from sci-fi. I may use my calligraphic pens. I may use watercolor today. I may pop some stuff into fresco. I plan on going for about an hour and a half, so just waiting for some folks to trickle in here. But thanks for joining. Always fun. I enjoy drawing. I enjoy drawing unless I'm doing it too much, and then the joy gets sucked out a bit. All right. You made it, Arnav, on time. What's up? So yeah, I don't even know what kind of car I want to draw, but someone was asking me about car stuff. So one way to do it that I like to do it is just put two, or whatever number you want on the page. Ellipsoid shapes. And then you can kind of carve out of those shapes your car shape. This is a very cab forward vehicle. Let's just get like a general shape in here. So with the ellipse, just paying attention to axis here. This one could probably rotate a little bit more. So the question on YouTube had more to do with tips, tricks, techniques. I would say watch the placement of your ellipses. You know, if you have to imagine what that center axis is and where it's going. That's one good way to position and orient your ellipses. And then you can start to add whatever details. This cab feels a little bit forward. When I say cab forward, I mean it makes it feel like more like a cutesy Prius or something like that. So I'm gonna back this up, back that truck up. Man, I've been having the worst luck with my pens lately. The worst. Maybe that's why I like the dip pens lately. I'm really enjoying those dip fountain pens because it's like when you dip, you know you're gonna get what you're gonna get. It is hard to kind of maintain the right amount of ink though. Hey Jose. On the Behance. What's up? Limarius. I don't know if you saw the street lamp demo I did last week, but yeah, that was for you. So thanks for asking a question nicely, kindly. Sometimes people can be very demanding, shall we say. Very demanding. So I appreciate that. Yeah, I hope that helped out. Hope that helped out a bit. All right, this pen is a lot juicier. So this is what I would consider to be, also just by way of information, this is what I would consider to be like an ideation sketch, so not meant to be any sort of final sketch. This one feels funny though. I don't like it. So let's do another one. Sometimes it takes a few to warm up. I want to make this the back of the vehicle now, but I'll make it the front. I know these aren't very sci-fi, but we'll get there, don't worry. We're just warming up. Just getting warm. So I don't know if y'all ever wonder, what does Spencer do after the streams? I'm usually like completely drained. But it's hard being, a single parent because my kids will miss me for the time that I'm streaming, and then they want me time. I'm like, oh man, I'm so drained. I've been talking for like 2 hours or whatever time it is. So usually I'll just kind of veg for a bit, chill out, and then see that has a better gesture to it. I'll do a couple more. I meditate? No, I don't meditate. What's up, Hex? How you doing? Hector Silva. So Hector is the one who started advanced design, and I was kind of there when Offsite also started. I mentioned Offsite a little earlier, Hector. So if you have any questions, you can ask Hector. I posted a link as well. So if you're interested in leveling up on your design education, I actually don't teach a sketching class there either, which I know sounds weird, but maybe Andy can vouch for me here. At least I hope it was useful, Andy. This is also a weird bar shape. Let's see if we can make it work. It's like really weird. I'm gonna try and fix it. Feels like some sort of mobster town car type thing. Where you just have these like really clean lines and transitions or something like that. It also usually takes a few sketches to warm up. One thing I find helpful as well is when you're drawing a car, you can flip the paper and you'll kind of see the perspective from another view, and I can see now, oh, that's where you messed up, Spencer. Right. Like that corner needs to come in a bit more. So now I can redraw it on the back side. Do y'all ever do that? If you're figuring something out? Just a little tip for you. Hey Gareth. So try flipping your sketch if you're drawing an object particularly that is somewhat dependent on symmetry being there and proper perspective. You can, I'm gonna do these wheel wells, not circular. What was I saying? Oh, you can flip your sketch to make sure that you're doing the right thing. So just a little tip for you there. It works better on like tracing paper, for example, or vellum. But I'm able to see through my printer paper here, so it works just fine. But if you're doing anything that's meant to be symmetrical, it's just a great way to make sure you're doing it right. This kind of looks like a GTR now, a little bit. There's a whole podcast episode where Andy vouches for Offsite. Give it a listen. If you have the link, shoot it to me, Hector. Just text it to me and I'll post it. I was talking with someone about getting older today. As I sit here and my back hurts. And I was like, I don't mind the graying, the gray beard. I don't mind any of that stuff. Wrinkles, getting flabby. But the aches and pains, I do not like that. That's not fun. Not fun at all. Mazda RX-8. Alright. So yeah, here's the original. It's kind of weird. And then we flipped it. Kind of like when you're making music, you flip a sample. But on a serious note, like, sometimes flipping your sketch can help you find those issues and fix whatever problems you might have. And I'm not sketching any particular like make or model of car here. I don't have a design brief. I'm just sketching a vehicle just to answer requests and questions. This is like some future Lexus maybe. Future Lexus, or I could see it being let's see if we can take some of these shapes, put it into the rest of the vehicle. Future Lexus or like a Cadillac. Cadillac has some interesting details lately. I mean, I don't know people who buy Cadillacs, but I see them on the road. This is my lazy rim. About some weird. See, that makes it feel Lexus to me, like weird body side stuff. Kind of feels like a Batmobile. Anyhow, I hope y'all are doing well, staying healthy. You know, it's weird with not that I have forgotten the war in Ukraine. I have not. I hope if you're in that side of the world, you're doing okay. It was hard to kind of think there for a minute and feel like I could be creative. It's really sad. So I hope you're hanging in there. It does makes what I do feel very, very small and inconsequential. So that's been weighing on my mind a bit. Issues with proportions and line weight. Do I have suggestions? Do you mean for cars or you mean in general? I don't like that line anymore. What are good ways to come up with prompts to practice drawing and sketching? You know, okay, I'll answer your question in just a sec, Kenneth. As far as prompts, sometimes I feel stuck myself, I will admit. Sometimes I get stuck in ruts and I just kind of do the same thing over and over. I think Advanced Design does prompts for Sketchtober. I don't know if those are up all year, Hector, but that's one way to do it. Or you could just mix it up and draw from observation for a bit. Sometimes looking at objects in your environment can help you discover new things to draw, so you're not always doing the same thing. Why is my camera out of focus? All right, there we go. Let's lock that. All right, I'll do one more as a warm-up, and then we'll get into some real drawing. Not that this isn't real drawing, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Oh, they're up on social media. Okay. So yeah, you can look at the AD sketch prompts on social media. Look up Advanced Design and check that out. I would say that's probably a good place to start. Or just think of things you're passionate about. Hector, the combination of your voice and the music adds to how soothing this broadcast is. Whatevs, man. What type of paper is this, Persona? This is just regular printer paper. But I'm going to do a marker paper sketch because, like I mentioned, Chartpack was so generous to send me a bunch of markers. No, they're not sponsoring the stream, but I do have some free markers to try, so I might as well use them and see what we come up with. I've never actually used this marker paper before, so I'm gonna... Oh, wow. Okay, this is interesting. Like, when they say the back of this paper is coated, they're not kidding. Wow. This is probably some of the most unique marker paper. Okay, this is gonna take a little more effort. I'm trying to rip this page out, but it's not cooperating with me. I feel like I'm gonna ruin this pad of paper. Alright, let's see if... Yeah, that'll do it. There we go. But yeah, this is really interesting paper. Like, normal marker paper has a coating on the back, but you can't really feel it. This stuff, like, it feels like there's plastic on the back of the paper. It's really weird. But that's what they sent me, so that's what I'm going to use. We'll see how we do. I got 2 sheets here just in case. What's the table mat I'm using? I'm using a Fiskars brand cutting mat. It's just to cover up my desk. The desk is an old IKEA table and it's pretty beat up, so I wanted to have a nice surface, and that was the easiest way to do it. I guess I could... Is this... I don't even know if this paper is translucent. Let's find out. Okay, it is translucent. So if I wanted to, I could use these sketches as an underlay, or any of the other ones we did. But yeah, I'm gonna try these new ad markers out. I don't use chart packs for rendering a ton. I mean, I'll be honest, I was hoping they'd send me like a full set of all their colors. But alas, they didn't. They did not. Maybe I should play music in class, Hector. How about that? How about that? Catch me outside. This paper is really interesting. Alright, my placement on the page is terrible. Let's do another one. But this paper does not like my pen at all. Why is it called marker paper? So the idea behind marker paper is that there's a coating on the backside, because markers have like juicy, especially these chart packs, they're like really juicy. When I say juicy, I mean with each stroke a lot of ink comes out. So I like to use the chart packs on like looser sketches. I don't want to make this a BMW, but we could. Maybe a little old school. So it has a coating on the backside so that when I apply the ink, you'll see in a bit, when I apply the ink, it won't go through the paper and cause problems. I don't know if I like this, but we'll keep going at it. So someone asked about proportions and tips. One of the things you try to do, or I try to do, is have the A-pillar of the vehicle shoot to the center of this front wheel. It's just a good guide as you're doing this, if you're drawing some sort of vehicle. My generic wheels here, super fast. I'm not gonna do a full rendering per se, like this is, think of it like a colored sketch. That's what it'll be, a colored sketch. Oh, and then I'll show you what I've been up to with my TikTok. For those who have TikTok or want to interact there, I've just been doing some time lapses, responding to questions with video, which is one of the fun parts, I think, of the way the platform is. So if you use it, you can find me there. Oh, hey, Tien. It's good to hear. Thank you. I'm glad your teacher finds it useful. I love questions, by the way, so you can always ask me questions. Let's see. Oh, Jiro, sorry, I don't know if I answered your question on the marker paper, but I'll give you a demo and show you why it's special. All right. I have not tried this paper out though, so I don't know how it's going to perform. I really don't. So we'll see. All right, so here's regular paper, and let's do this in red. And here's a chart pack marker. Okay, so if I take this marker and just sit here and scrub the printer paper back and forth, it goes through. All right, so I don't know if you can see that little shiny part. The back of this paper has a coating. So theoretically, like I said, I haven't tried this paper out, but theoretically, I could just do this all day and no pigment goes through. Whereas the printer paper goes through both sides. It also acts like a sponge and it will suck your marker dry. Hey Lawrence on Behance. It'll suck that marker dry. So if you want to save money, you have to spend money, which sounds weird. But when it comes to markers, that is the case. Supposedly, it's supposed to be better for blending as well, but I don't know. All right, let's see what reds I have. They gave me a few reds here. I've got deep salmon, and then I've got some grays. 3, 4, 5. Nice, nice, nice. It's kind of a random grab bag of colors, but I think I'll make this car red. But I do need to test these colors. If you get a new set of markers, just always take a minute, do a quick test, just to see what you're dealing with. Because I'm trying to identify, you know, if this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. I might want a deeper red than that. Looks like this brown. I could use the brown in there. I've also got some of my own Park colors as well. So I'm just trying to find a series of colors here that'll work. So I think the cadmium, is it that one? Yeah, so cadmium, and then the salmon here, and I think the ruby is what I'll use. Hey Mystery, sorry your sketches got deleted. Lions had set up a bot on the server to kind of help with some spam, and I think it's a bit aggressive, so I need to talk with him about changing that a bit. But I appreciate you sharing. And if you want to run the sketch challenge, you can run it. I've just been like literally too busy to focus on it myself. When I do rough sketches, I tend to press my pencil too hard and the sketch turns too dark. What can I do? I think I mean, the obvious answer is not press as hard, but I also understand that may be a little difficult. If you have a heavy hand and you like to do a rough sketch, what you can do, like in this instance, what I could do theoretically, is get another sheet of paper and do an overlay of my sketch. So if you sketch rough or uncertain, and you can barely see it here underneath, right? I've just got a sheet of paper on top. Then you could come in and do the sketch the way you want it to be. With a little cleaner line. Or maybe you want to change some details or something. Alright, I did promise some sci-fi stuff, so we'll keep moving here once I get this done. But also, I appreciate the questions. This is just in response to a request I got earlier today. Can you show me how to do a car? I know not everyone likes cars, so I totally get it. So yeah, if you sketch like in a heavy-handed way with a pencil, doing an overlay like this is a good way. And I'm not tracing what I did before and I'm changing things. That's okay, because I want the new sketch to have its own life as far as lines go and how it looks. If I draw slowly, I'm gonna get, it's just gonna feel kind of sleepy. So you can use your sketches as a guide, but just try and redraw if you're doing this. All right, so now I have a new sketch. There's the old sketch, and it's a little cleaner, right? If you wanted to do it again, you could do that. But I tend to like mine a little rougher, so for me, it just takes some of the pressure off having to get it looking absolutely perfect. Or you could take it into like a digital sketch program and you could take it into a digital sketch program and clean it up if you wanted. Something like Fresco or whatever. Hey, RB. Oh, you've been rewatching. Cool, Mark. I'm glad you got to join. Any advice for offsetting cylinders? You know what? Let's just make this an advice show. I appreciate that question. Hey, Umacorn. What's up? Yeah, I'll make a note. Cylinders. I'll talk about that. But yeah, feel free to drop questions. I will answer questions as I go here. If I don't get any questions, then I'll do what I was gonna do with the sci-fi stuff. I was thinking the other day how crazy it is that like YouTube exists, and literally if you want to learn anything, you can probably learn a lot about it just by watching videos on YouTube. When I was growing up, that was not the case. Like, you had to pay for access to stuff. So it's kind of cool just how much information there is out there. So that feels like an American car detail. But we'll roll with it. Hey, Applejacks, what's up?
I don't know her.
All right, we'll see how this goes. These ad markers. Like I said, I don't usually use these. They are pardon me. They are xylene based, which probably explains why I just coughed. That just means that the solvent used in the marker is this stuff called xylene. It works pretty well. Maybe too well. It just smells really toxic. So just a heads up if you're gonna use these markers. In fact, I always forget to open my door here. But if you are going to use these markers, just be mindful and make sure you're in a well-ventilated area.
Yeah, bro.
Not saying you could pass out, but I'm not saying you couldn't pass out if you're using these. A3 sketchbook, more space for figure drawing. What pen is that? Trying to remember. A3 is big. Yeah, it's the big one. This is a Papermate Flare pen. So if you're interested in the stuff I use, there's a link there. I do need to update it with the fountain pens that I've been using. Oh, pardon me. You love ad markers? Nah, man. You're toxic. Like a toxic boyfriend, girlfriend, or human friend. But in all seriousness, they're nice to use. They're just different. They really are just different. Like even how they blend for me. Just different. They do get you high, yeah. Now I know why you like using them, Hector. Now I know. You could have just said that. If you're high for ad markers. Just by way of information, I don't ever do paid like sponsor stuff on my channel unless it's an actual thing I use and could vouch for. I'm not gonna tell you to buy something or get something that like I wouldn't use myself, you know. So, and I've turned down plenty of people. Like I've had people hit me up and they're like, "Hey, do you wanna make a video?" I'm like, "Okay. What do I need to do?" "Well, we just need you to do this specific review and say these specific things." And I'm like, "Nah, fam, I don't do that. You can give me your stuff and I'll use it on one show and I'll speak truth to it. I'm not gonna tell people to buy something that I wouldn't use." I'm not saying that's the case with ad markers, just in general. Like, it's just what I try to do, to be. This is a number 10, cool gray 10 ad marker. Just getting the wheels and some shadows here. I'll probably use some white pen, maybe some white pencil at some point. So yeah, if you've ever wondered, why does Spencer talk about Adobe Fresco? It's not because I do stuff with Adobe, which I do from time to time, but I actually use Fresco. I actually use Procreate. You know. So that's the way I see it. What's up, Zed? They hit different. Which art books have been the most influential or integral to your growth as an artist? Probably the Alright, let me think about that one. I'm terrible at reading books, I will say that. I'm gonna preface my answer by saying that. I am terrible. However, I would say more people than books have been influential. I would say more people. So if I go the people route in answering your question, Scott Robertson is one of those people, for sure. Feng Zhu is another one. And then I follow a bunch of just random peeps online that I find inspirational. I mentioned Bernie. I don't remember Bernie's last name. He's a former car designer. I mean, he's always a car designer, right? On YouTube, on Instagram, sorry. Super talented dude. There's a couple black artists I follow as well. St. Chase, Marco Nelor. Lots of concept art people. The Real Crow Jones, Sanford Green, Nicholas Draper Ivory. They do more like comic stuff, but I do follow them. It's really, really, really talented people. Super talented. Alright, let's finish this up. Taking way too long. And then we'll do some sci-fi concept stuff, unless someone has a specific question. I'll try and work the cylinders into it too. Also, I'm not a car designer. I will say that. I'm not a car designer. I did do an internship a long time ago at GM. So I know enough to get in trouble, but I don't know enough to like really deliver. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've done car design since, but like I'm not a production car designer. Let's say that. But yeah, if I were to recommend any books for drawing right now, it would be, I would say wait till the fall. But if you can't wait till the fall, How to Draw by Scott Robertson is it's a really good book. Oh, not necessarily instructing or referring to art instruction books. Gotcha. I don't know. Like I'm not. How do I say this? I'm not like your typical design person. I'm forgetful when it comes to names. I don't really have like design heroes or people that I would necessarily, attribute all of my outlook to. So it's hard for me to say with that one. It's really, really hard to say. Like some designers will like fall in love with a certain designer and follow them and all of that. That's not me. I've never been that way. So it's really hard for me to say, even off the top of my head. Like no one really comes to mind. How about you? Who's inspired you guys? Maybe your inspiration will inspire me. Is that a terrible thing to say, that no one inspires me? Like my mom inspires me. I did a drawing of her, I'll show you guys in a minute. But I don't have any like specific person. YouTube helped me the most. Oh, besides the book, YouTube's helped me the most. That's good to hear. I do think anyone can draw. I don't think drawing is exclusively like owned by people born with some unique skill or ability. Just like we can all speak and we can all become eloquent. We can all practice and be better. I feel the same way about drawing. It's just a matter of how much work are you willing to do. Maybe that's reductive of me to say. Jim Lee. Yeah, Jim Lee is good. Okay, let me answer your question this way. I collect a lot of art books from like concept art and movies. So anytime there's like a new Marvel or Star Wars or interesting sci-fi movie that I like, I'll buy the art book for that movie. And that makes me want to get up and draw. I don't copy styles so much as I just find it inspirational. Like, it makes me want to get up and draw something. You know? Sid Mead, yeah, Sid Mead for sure. R.I.P. R.I.P. Sid. Sorry, I have to go check out my kids for just a minute. One of them was calling me and I want to make sure they're okay. They're home with me here. They're just calling me probably because they want to play a game or something. So I'll be right back. Okay. Did I grab the Art of Blade Runner? Not yet, but I love that movie. I don't know if there's a Raised by Wolves concept art book, but that book is dope. Here's the car without as much glare. Let's see if I can focus this. There we go. Yeah, so there it is at an angle. And there it is above. So yeah, that's it for cars. Although I do need to touch up the line work. There's always something. There is always something more to sketch on it. Where are we at? What do you think about Indian artists? I don't know what you mean. Like, are there any that I follow? I follow a few designers online. I don't have any artists specifically. And they're super talented, the ones I do follow. That's all I can say to that. Just do a little touch up on some lines here. Sometimes I do wonder what my life would have been like if I had stuck with the car design thing. They didn't make me like a hard offer, but there was an open invitation to come back after the internship, you know. But I decided I didn't want to do it because I'm impatient. It takes like 5 years to release a car. And then I was like, what if the project gets canceled? You know? That's no fun. No fun at all. So now I just draw them for fun. Also, if you're drawing a car and you're not sure where to put reflections and what to do, like, literally just go outside on a sunny day and look at your vehicle or a vehicle and then just study it. And you'll see how things in the environment reflect into those shiny surfaces. And it'll make it a lot easier. And if you can connect the dots, oh, there's a tree. And when that tree reflects into the surface of this car, that's what it looks like. And look at how the surface bends a certain way, right? You can learn a lot of stuff if you just pause and pay attention. How can I make drawing more fun? I think drawing the things you want to do helps, of course. Like, it's not fun for me to draw products or things I'm not interested in, so I just don't do that, right? There's almost this gulf or trench between being good and enjoying your drawing, in the sense that, like, it's a lot easier to enjoy drawing when you're good at it, when you're reasonably good at it, than it is when you're struggling to learn. But if you're struggling to learn, you literally have to do the drawing. So it's like counterintuitive. I posted a meme on my Instagram account yesterday about this. It's like how to get better at drawing, and the answer is draw, right? How to get better at drawing, draw. So how do you draw very fast? Your warm-up exercises are going to help with that, I think. So if you take a minute and, do your lines, because I have enough confidence now that I can just move the marker, and I'm reasonably certain where it's going to go, and I'm not worried about the stroke. Okay. But that does take some practice, some effort, for sure. And as you have successes, and by that I mean people look at your drawing and they go, wow, that's really cool, or that's good, or they critique it and they say, here's where you could improve. When you have those conversations and you put your work out there, I'll say putting my work out there was a complete game changer for me. If you're not doing it, do it. Put your work out there. Major plug for Behance. Put up your Behance portfolio. Get that Instagram started, TikTok, whatever. Speaking of which, follow me on TikTok. I want to stream there. I need to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok, so you can find that in the video description. But anyhow, put your stuff out there. Expose yourself. I don't mean in a lewd way, by the way, but expose your work to a broader audience, and that's going to open yourself up to critique and feedback, and you'll know pretty quick how you're doing. So our eyes and brain construct art every day. It's just a matter of tapping into it. Yeah, absolutely. That's the way I see it. Oh, that's cool, Mick. Mick has a mentor as an ID freelancer. Daniel Simons, he's good. I met him once in public, in real life though, and he wasn't very nice. He was like, the vibe I was getting was, why are you here? I shouldn't be talking to you. That was just a vibe though. That could all be in my head. That's my disclaimer. Delta Brown. It's an interesting color. So yeah, that was my Daniel Simon experience. Just making some of these reds a little bit darker for contrast. You can always check your sketch too. Just squint your eyes and look at it. And pretty quick you'll know if you have enough contrast or not. Where do you get inspired for shapes and details? Everywhere and everything all at once, which I haven't seen that movie yet, but I want to see it. But in a real sense, it's like I think of a car as having structure, and then you kind of just play with it. I saw this really interesting video. It was featuring Scott Robertson, and he was talking about car design and what one of the most underrated skills is. Was it Scott? I think it was Scott. I don't want to misquote him, but whoever it was, if it was Scott or not, the message holds that graphic design is the most underrated skill when it comes to designing, I'll say, products and cars. And by that, I think what he meant by that is graphic design as in, you know, how you break up elements on the front of a vehicle, or how your lines might flow through the design. Like here I've got this body line, right? It's kind of running from back to front, and it does this cool thing here, and then maybe the light picks up with an implied line. Just stuff like that, I think, is what he was referring to, how you break up your forms and shapes as you're designing something. So to him, that was the most underrated skill, graphics. And I thought, wow, that's interesting. Yes, he does have a YouTube channel. We talked about going live together at some point, so I'll have to follow up with him and see how that goes. What I want to do is get like me and my design friends to do like live streams together, and we can just talk and draw. Could be a fun way to mix things up. Anyhow, I just wanted to show y'all, this is what I've been up to on TikTok. I've put a few of these on Instagram Reels as well. Video is the new thing for social media, so I've been trying to do more video content, right? So this one I did last night. This is pretty fun, and that's with the dip ink pen. Did this warrior dude as well. And these videos are available on those platforms. Someone said these look like testicle trees. And I was like, okay, you might want to go see your doctor. Some more alien plants. I tried to draw my mama. I want to redo it. I didn't quite get this part of her face correctly, but this was from when she was in her late 30s. A little earlier experiments here. I think I did the astronaut last week or week before. I don't remember. Random scribble dude. Another robot here. And this one is another scribble challenge drawing. Scribble challenge is where I take like just random lines and try to make some design or thing out of it. So anyhow, if you want to catch that, find me on the TikTok or Instagram, etc., etc. All right, where are we at? That's funny. I'm watching my live subscriber count. I just had the window open, and it's like down 6 since I started the stream. Aww. Have I ever turned my sketches and animations? I have not. I have not done that personally. Animation isn't really my jam, not because I can't do it or couldn't do it, but it's one of those things that I think would require so much patience. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, let's see here. Let's do a robot. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Thank you. The stamp was made by my friend Lisa. She makes handmade stamps. Sorry, I had to send a quick message there. Oh, by the way, yes, if you like the stream, definitely subscribe. Give it some love. Maybe I'll do some sort of mountain. I'm trying to decide if I want to paint today. Do I want to paint? I don't know if I want to paint. I'm thinking. Now let's do a robot. I'll do a robot. I like doing those. This is my show, and I can cry if I want to. Thanks for joining me on Sketch Day Live. Much love to you all, and a happy Sunday. Taking it easy, did some cars as a warm-up, answered some questions, all of that. All right, just by way of information, I know I'm pushing this, but just by way of information, there's the TikTok. You can check it out. So I have tons of videos on so far. And I'll show stuff like, 3D printing, some life advice stuff, what it's like being a freelance designer. There's the time lapse of the robot right there. So yeah, if you're into that, let's get it up to 1,000. If I can get to 1,000, then I can stream on that platform too, but right now I can't. So help me out. Like a street performer, help me out. Maybe you could see people's Insta wall and give comments on the work. I could. That's probably something I would do for patrons though, and not just everyone. Or I could do like a raffle or something. So, but I'll still do, if it's the weekly challenge, I'll still do feedback on your sketches there for sure. All right. Some kind of robot. I've also started using reference more, like not so much reference as in I'm going to copy this thing exactly, but if I wanted to, for example, draw a robot jumping, I would look up a person jumping, so I kind of know what that looks like. Amazing film. Which one is that? Did I miss that? Oh, 2001. I started watching 2001: A Space Odyssey, and then Okay, so for example, I started watching it, and then I kind of dipped out and stopped watching it, so... Alright, why can't I find that image? Where did it go? Hold up. It's a good one, too. Alright, I'll just show you my Google images here. I do need to use the restroom, so I'm gonna have to take a quick break. So I might look at reference like, oh, that's what it looks like if a person's flying. Let me do a robot so I could, modify this so that it feels like I've got a robot flying. I could even change the legs, arms, all that stuff. So that's what I mean when I say I'm starting to use reference a little bit more. It's kind of like when I refused to do overlays back in the day, and you learn a lot that way, but it's also incredibly inefficient to work that way. All right, I'm going to use the restroom. I'll just put these here for now, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Oh yeah, Boston Dynamics robots are weird. If I'm looking for different shapes though, what I'll do is do the scribble game or look up like random stuff. I've seen people, sometimes I'll even take photos of Lego parts, or if there's an interesting looking thing like a cell tower or some sort of structure, I'll use that to kind of inspire what I'm doing. So, all right, let's go.
Life is simple.
Let's see. Okay.
Life is simple. All emotions are beautiful.
I don't know why it's doing this. Oh, there it is. And mystery, you'll be happy to know I've also started using pencil a bit. It's kind of a weird pose. We'll make it work though. So yeah, I'll use like, oh, you can barely see. Let's see if this camera does a little bit better. There we go. So yeah, I'm just penciling it in right now. Sorry, I'm like all over the place with my cameras. But yeah, doing it this way allows me to kind of I think not worry as much about certain things. So now I might be like, you know what, I want this to be some robot with a jetpack or something, or some sort of pack on the back. And this is where I have like joints and stuff. Maybe 3 fingers. Alright, so I can kind of turn it now into more robotic looking thing. What is my stay gold? Oh, where's my stay gold hat from? It's from Aaron Draplin. So I met him. He's a cool dude. Daniel Simon, not so much. Aaron's awesome. So, I met him at Adobe Max back in, what would that be, 2019 or something? And I was just kind of following him. Anyhow, he had this hat. It's like a limited release thing. And so I just ordered it from him. He's really cool. He started as a graphic designer. I would say he's more of just a general, well, he's a good human, but also just a generally creative, productive person. Like, really good heart. I mean, dude didn't even know me, and he like just took time to sit with me and talk to me. I don't forget that stuff, you know. And I won't. Yeah, so now I have the structure. I can do whatever I want here, which is really nice. I need to work on like diversifying my robot head portfolio. What I mean by that is I do a lot of the same things over and over. Maybe this one has multiple eyes. Not that that's new and novel or anything. Let's have this come forward a bit more. Want there to be some clouds or something, probably. It's like falling. Something like that. Let's see if I can give you a better look. Alright, so just penciling that in a bit, and then now I'll just ink it. Kind of feels like the RoboCops from Total Recall remake. I've never seen it. Everything looks like something else. This always happens, like you do something and then someone's like, oh, it looks like this. I'm like, okay. Never seen that, but... Is that worth watching, the Total Recall remake? I'm not above watching terrible movies, by the way. Just to watch them. I'm not above that at all. Alright. Apologies, Behancers, for ignoring the chat. Thanks for hanging. Yep, Aaron Draplin. He's cool. He's good people. They say never meet your heroes, but he's an actually cool dude. Actually cool. Is this ink just dry or something? I don't know what's happening. I've tried using this. Okay, let's see. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna go get my other pen. Okay, looks like it's working.
I didn't get Inception.
Yeah, so I'll just ink this real quick, and then I'm gonna shade it with diluted ink. Is what I'll do for like coloring and stuff. I've been really just enjoying these dip calligraphy pens. This is a G manga style nib. I forgot the brand, but I've been really enjoying using it.
I use comparisons to Hitler to win arguments on the internet at the drop of a hat.
And yeah, I'm not working on this in any methodical way, meaning, you know, left to right, up to down, up down, or any particular part of this thing. I'm just kind of running with it. But it has like a nice feel to it. At least I like it quite a bit. If you've never tried one, try one out. You know, one thing I tell people is if you're doing the same thing over and over, like to a point, right? You want to be able to master stuff, but if you feel like you're getting stuck, try a different tool and see if that can help with your creativity a bit. It might be a different app. If you're working digitally, how am I gonna fix that? Yeah, I'll fix it, don't worry. It might be with a different app. It might be a different pen. Hello, roided goose. But in any case, just try something different. And see if that helps you mix things up. And these pens are, I mean, they're finicky in a way, but they also are expressive in their own way too, which I like. You get a bit of responsiveness from pressure and speed, which is nice to have. And just like we did with the car sketch, if you want to change something along the way, you can. Or it might be there's some detail or something, or whatever the case may be. Might be the shape of the arms, who knows. But you can change that stuff. You're not. Oh. Yeah, I think this ink has reached its. It's like super thick. I'm gonna add some water to it eventually, see if that helps. Not right now since I'm streaming, but I'll do some. I am overdue for some studio maintenance for sure. So yeah, if you've never drawn someone, you know, free falling through the air, or even a robot, it would be impossible for me to do this. Not impossible, it would be incredibly difficult. So using the reference kind of helps move things along faster. And that's what I'm finding. So less about, you know, me being a master of like people and just being open to using that reference. Even like some of my favorite tattoo artists, people like that, they use reference, no problem. No problems there. And then I'll paint with some black ink in a bit, and then touch up some lines, and I'll be pretty much where I want to be. Also, with this process and technique, I've been just paying attention to how people work, how their lines look. This is not how I normally draw. I'm just learning myself. So, you know, even 20 years into your career, you can still learn some stuff. All right, I'm gonna put some water in this, or maybe alcohol, and see how it does. I think it's just dried out. Dried out a ton. Let's see if this helps. Yep, that's way better already. Yeah, I think it just needed to be diluted a bit. So now I can draw more than one stroke and not have it like get gummed up. All right, so I'm learning as I go, like I said. Learned about diluting my ink. I was worried that diluting the ink would make it less black. Started drawing a few minutes ago. What am I drawing? I am drawing like a robot falling through the sky. But to do it, I was showing everyone I used some reference. Like a guy that looks like he was jumping out of an airplane or something. And so just use that for placement of different elements.
We must talk now. I have many reasons, and I will give them to you.
And this is
You must be left to the people
India ink,
about what we are going to
which
do.
I'm not exactly sure what India ink. I think it's water-based. I'm not entirely sure, but
We must talk now.
some of y'all probably know better than me. I was just recommended it by a friend of mine who's an illustrator.
About what we are going to do.
'Cause he had these drawings and they had like the best looking like black inks. So I'm gonna have to work that little mistake into my design, but I'm not super worried about it.
And I will give
There's always some mistake on the stream. There always is. And of course, you could fix what you're doing digitally if you really, if you really had to. Just scan it in,
I have many
fix it that way. Oh, and this paper is it's acrylic painting paper, so it's very much thick and can stand up to the ink, the water in the ink. I learned pretty quickly
to rally around an individual.
that this India ink does not play well with like printer paper, thin paper, even marker paper as well. So learned that pretty quickly. Yeah, with the India ink, yeah, you can do washes. I'm gonna wash this one just a little bit, just for tones and stuff. At a certain point in the process, I'm just kind of moving through, getting all these like elements here. What I really wish I'd done is had this guy a bit lower and a plane. I guess I could have a plane flying over part of this or something. But I do wish I'd thought about that before. I didn't really design this foot, so I'm kind of just riffing here. As far as this robot's foot goes. Which is totally fine because it's off in a distance. Right? It's not a big deal. Alright, where did the other foot go? I think it was behind this, like, is that an aileron? Is that what it's called? Stabilizer? Let's call it stabilizer. So back leg, I'll just hatch that out. So the stuff off in the distance, I like to kind of just hatch that out because it gives dimensionality overall to the drawing. Get some clouds in. This dude's flying. I should probably do these last, but let's just go for it. Yep, that was totally it, by the way. The ink was just kind of dry, because now it's totally fine in the pen. Crazy how that happens. Alright, so I had my stabilizer thingy here. Like I said, I would work the splotch into my design. So I'll just have that be like a stripe of some sort. Or perhaps shading for split reflective spot. Lots of stuff we can do there. So yeah, like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, since we're wrapping up, after the stream, normally I just kind of go into my little cocoon for a bit. I'm gonna have to recover. It's a lot. It's a lot drawing for like 2 hours straight and talking. If you've never done it, give it a try. It's a lot, for sure.
Do you want your money back? Yes or no? So one is not in it. Oh, okay.
All right. So now paint a little bit. I like to use rubbing alcohol. You can use water as well. Alcohol makes it feel more like a marker
Yes or no?
to me. But I can use this to either kind of pick up some of the tone from lines that are already there, or if I want to mix, so there you can kind of see it's like creating this little bit of a wash effect. All right, just kind of pulling from the ink that's already there. So all stuff I'm just learning in this process, but I've been really enjoying it. My next step in my exploration is going to be, I'm not going to do this today. I'm not going to promise you I'm going to do it. But I'm hoping to take some of these and start scanning them in, or taking pictures and, you know, throwing them into like a digital program. Add some color that way. It is controlled by a gerbil. Of course it is. What's up? Redacted computer. It's been a minute. Hope you're well. Appreciate your support in the past. And the support of other patrons and channel members, whether you're current or not. I appreciate you. Times are hard and uncertain. For sure. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm just painting with rubbing alcohol. You could do this with water too. Alcohol just dries a little bit quicker than water does or would or will. So thanks, Mick. I appreciate it. If you are watching at the end of the stream, just leave a comment on the video. It actually helps a ton with discovery on YouTube. So if you actually have something you want to say or a question for next time, you can, you know, drop a comment. I'm not always there to check it, but I try. All right, let me just make sure. Just do a little bit there. Lighting is tough. I'm not entirely happy with what I did, but close enough, right? Close enough's good enough. All right, that's it. I'm gonna stop. Stop. No more. I need to get the other stabilizer fin in. I didn't do that. Which was here. Somewhere over here. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I'm being impatient and not waiting until the paper dries, but normally I'd want to wait till the paper dried a bit more before doing more with this. All right. I think that is it for me. I mean, there's always more I could do, but I'm going to wrap it up there for now. Make some lunch, making burgers for my kids. So I'm going to go do that. Cover, recuperate, all of that. All right. Woo! Okay. So there you go. Reference to get you most of the way. And then, in terms of placement, perspective, and stuff, understanding the basics is important, of course. Like I said, if you are on the TikTok, things the cool kids are using, give me a follow. I'm trying to get to 1,000 peeps so I can simultaneously stream there as I stream here. So, all right, so we did our robot today. Let me grab the other sketches here. And we went through our cars. I neglected to talk about offset cylinders. My apologies. Also did this marker vehicle using chart pack markers on this chart pack marker paper. Some warm-up sketches as well. So yeah, thanks for hanging, for being a part of the show. Much love to you. Appreciate your support as always. Thanks to the patrons and channel members for the very real monetary support and contributions. If you're interested in that, that's patreon.com/sketchaday. Or just say hey whenever. Just say hey whenever. Yes, don't forget to sign your stuff. I did it. That being said, let's see. I'll be back next week. I might do a stream on Wednesday. But if not, it'll have to be Sunday. It's spring break here. And I'll be hanging with the kiddos, doing stuff. I'm still working, but I'll be a little bit busy. But much love to you. Thanks for watching. As always, passion is the process. If you learn something, share something. It'll help you make yourself that much better at what you do when you have to break it down and explain it to someone else. So take the time to do that. Thanks again to supporters for your contributions. I'll be back. Thanks, Gareth. Thanks for watching on Behance, Twitchers, and on YouTube. All right. With that, take care, and I'll see you next time right here on Sketchaday.